So Victoria Channing, who's a colleague of mine at Simmons & Simmons, but she is the pro bono manager. So she runs all of our programs on pro bono, and she's also been the author of the toolkit, the Human Rights Defenders Toolkit, that she will speak about.
So I say it's Human Rights Toolbox, but it also has equal application to those looking to defend environmental rights or land rights. So the aim of that toolbox is really to assist those defenders in identifying which international human rights instruments apply to their cases and what steps they can take themselves to further their causes and to resolve these disputes. And it's also a means of engaging a range of stakeholders to encourage companies to adopt more responsible business practices and to ultimately reduce business-led human rights abuses. By way of background, this was initiated by Peace Brigades International and also a collective of Colombian human rights lawyers who had been observing an upward trend in violence against defenders caused by conflicting business interests, particularly in the environmental sphere, caused by extractives and agribusiness companies. And there was an urgent need for these defenders to really build their capacity and understand what instruments were out there that they could use in order to further their cause. So we set about drafting a range of fact sheets in these areas and produced and launched them in English and then in Spanish as well, given that a lot of these issues do tend to arise in Latin America. And we were very conscious when we engaged with this project with PBI that we really needed to understand the perspective of the defenders themselves. So it's all very well sitting in an office in the UK and reading online about the abuses that are happening in countries around the world. But it's quite another thing to actually speak to those who are defending these rights on a daily basis and putting their own lives at risk